Hello friends, in this video lecture I will study different modes of operation of 8255. In our previous lecture we have gone through the 8255 architecture and the control word formats of 8255. Now in this video, so we'll discuss different modes of operation of 8255. There are three modes of operation of 8255. One is mode 0, which is a simple IO mode, and then mode 1, which is a strobed or handshake IO mode, and then mode 2 is a bidirectional IO mode. So discuss mode 1 and mode 2 operations here. So first we will see IO mode 1 operation. So the control word for IO mode operation is shown here, where the D7 bit is 1. So D7 bit indicates whether 8255 operates in IO mode or BSR mode. So that is 8255 generally operates in two modes. One is bit set reset mode, BSR mode. Another one is IO mode. So setting this bit to 1 makes the 8255 work in IO mode. Setting this bit to 0 makes the 8255 to work in BSR mode. Now we want this mode 1 operation in IO mode. So we are setting a D7 bit to 1. So the 8255 works in IO mode of operation. And D6, D5 bits, they are used to select the mode of operation for group A. For group A, we can select the different modes of operations. So here we are giving the value as 0, 1. So if the value is 0, 0, then this group A works in mode 0. And if it is 0, 1, then the group A works in the mode 1 operation. So we want this 8255 now to work in mode 1 operation for group A, and this is for group B. So we are setting the bits D6 and D5 as 0, 1. So that setting the bits D6 and D5 to 0, 1 allows this 8255 group A to work in mode 1 operation. So IO mode and mode 1 is selected. Now in this we are looking into the input operation. So now we are looking into the input operation. So input operation, for input operation the port should be input port. So whether it is a port A, it's a port B. So the port should be input port. So we are selecting D4 bit as 1. So selecting the D4 bit as 1 makes the port A as input port. So the rest of the pins are not used here, that is D2, D1, D0. They all belongs to the group B operation. So now we are working in group A. So we don't consider D2, D1, D0 bits. Now if you look at the diagram, so the port A is having 8 bits, PA0 to PA7. So there is a register. So this port allows the input devices to place its data to the 8255. So the input device can put the data to be sent to the processor can be placed in this register, that is PA0 to PA7. So there is another signal here, strobe, STB bar. So STB signal is a strobe signal, which is an active low signal. So strobe signal is used to place the data on the buffer. So when you place the data on the buffer, that is port PA7 to PA0, then it is latched into the buffer by sending a strobe signal. So whenever a strobe signal is sent to the 8255, then whatever the data on the ports, whether it is a port A or port B, so the data on the port is latched onto the buffer. And then the 8255 sends an acknowledgement when the data is received by the 8255. Then 8255 sends an acknowledgement, that is IBF signal. So IBF is a input buffer full signal. Input buffer full signal. So whenever the input buffer is full, that means when the 8255 receives the data from the port, when the 8255 receives the data, then it sends an acknowledgement on the IBF indicating that the input buffer is full, that is 8255 has received the data. Now once the 8255 has received the data, then IBF signal goes high, and when the interrupt enable INTE, so INTE is a interrupt enable, so when interrupt is enabled and when the IBF is high and when both are high, then it activates the interrupt request pin connected to the PC3 pin, that is INTR pin, interrupt request pin. Then it sends an interrupt request to the processor. So INTR interrupt request of A, that is port A. So interrupt request of port A, INTR A, is connected to the processor interrupt request pin. So it sends an interrupt request to the processor stating that there is a data available on the 8255 port. So you need to read the data available on the port A of the 8255. So then then the processor sends a read signal to read the data that is available on the port A. And now if you look at the port B operation, so port B operation is also very similar to the port A operation, but you need to change the control word bits. So D7 is set to 1. So D7 is set to 1 for IO mode operation, and these bits are used for group A. For group B, D2 is used. So when D2 is 1, indicates that group B is operating in IO mode, that is mode 1, IO mode 1. In case if D2 is 0, then group B is operating in mode 0. So but we want the group B now to operate in mode 1. So what we do is we select the D2 value as 1, so that the group B operates in mode 1 operation. And then D1 is set to 1. D1 is the direction of the port for B, port B direction. So port B direction is set to 1. 1 means input, 0 means output. So port B direction is set to 1, that is it is set as an input port. Now port B is set as an input port. Now the operation is same as the port A. The operation of port B is same as the port A. So the input device can place the data on the port B. So port B is a register, so it will have a register. So data placed on this port is stored in the register, and then the input device enables the or activates the strobe signal, which indicates the 8255 that there is a data on the port. Now 8255 latches this data, and then it sends an acknowledgement on IBF. Once the acknowledgement is sent on the IBF, which means that data is received by the 8255 from the input device. Now 8255 will send an interrupt request to the 8086 processor or 8085 processor. It sends an acknowledgement, so it sends an interrupt request through the INTR pin. When the processor receives the interrupt request, then it sends a read signal to read the data from the port B that is available at 8255. So this can be the port mode 1 and mode 1 operation of port A and port B can be clearly explained with the help of a timing diagram. So there is a timing diagram for mode 1 operation, for input operation. So mode 1 strobed input operation of 8255. So the important signals like strobe, IBF and INTR read and data are shown here. So first thing that what an input device does is input device places the data on the port, and then it enables the strobe signal. So first it places the data on the port, and then it enables the strobe signal. So when the strobe signal goes low, then 8255 latches the data, that is the data is stored in the latches, and then 8255 sends an acknowledgement on IBF, input buffer full. It makes the IBF signal high. So when the IBF signal is high, indicates that 8255 have received the data from the input device. Once the 8255 have received the data from the input device, then the strobe signal goes high. When the strobe signal goes high, and when the strobe signal is high and IBF signal is high, and both the signals are high, then the interrupt request goes high. So when the INTR signal goes high, interrupt request is activated. So INTR signal is sent to the processor. So when the processor receives the interrupt signal, then it activates the read signal. Then it activates the read signal to read the data from the 8255. So when the read signal is activated, then it reads the data from the 8255. Then INTR goes low. So interrupt request is given to indicate the processor that 8255 is having data to be read. So once the signal is sent to read the data from the 8255, then immediately INTR goes low. INTR goes low, and then after at the completion of the read signal, input buffer signal also goes low. So at the completion of the read signal, that means the data is read by the processor. So once the data is read by the processor, at the end of the read cycle, IBF signal goes low. So when the IBF signal goes low, input buffer full goes low, which means that there is no data available on the input buffer because the data is already read by the processor. So whatever the data sent by the input device is already read by the processor, so the IBF signal goes low. So the IBF signal goes low. Now the input device will send another data to the port and then repeat the same operation. That is for a mode 1 input operation of 8255. So if you look at the output operation of mode 1 output operation, so that is you want to make the ports to work in output mode. So for that D7 is same, the control word D7 is same, that is one IO mode, and D6 D5 is 0 1, that is the mode of operation is mode 1, but the port is operating in output mode, D4 is 0. So for input, D4 is set to 1. So D4 is set to 1 indicates that input operation. Now D4 is 0 indicates that the port works in output mode. So now D4 is 0. Now the port A is set to output port. When port A is set to the output port, now what the processor has to do is, if the processor want to send the data to the output device, in output mode the processor can send the data to the output device. Now first what the processor will do is, it places the data on the port and then enables the write signal. So the processor places the data on the output port, there is a register, so it places the data on the output register and then activates the write signal. Then 8255 sends an output buffer full. Now it is an output buffer. The buffer acts as an output buffer as the data is being sent to the output device. Now the output buffer signal, output buffer full OBF. Now the output buffer full signal goes low. That is output buffer signal is sent to the output device, indicating that there is a data available on the ports. Now the output device will read the data from the ports and sends an acknowledgement, ACK. ACK is an acknowledgement from the output device stating that the output device has received the data. So once the output device has accepted or received the data, then it sends an acknowledgement on this pin ACK. Once it has received the data and it sends an acknowledgement, then the 8255 sends an interrupt request, INTR. So interrupt request INTR is sent to the processor, indicating that the data is sent to the output device. Now you can send another data. Similarly for port B in mode 1, so D1 is set to 1 for IO mode, and D2 is set for mode 1 of operation group B, and port B is set to output port. So when port B D1 bit is 0, indicates that port B is set in the output port direction. So the port B is set in the output port direction. The operation here is same as that of the port A, except the pins are different. Here we use PC7, PC6 and PC3 pins of port C in port A, that is in group A operation. In group B we are using PC0, PC1 and PC2 pins in group B, that is for port B operation. Now if you look at the timing diagrams, that is mode 1 strobed output operation of the 8255. Now if you look at the output operation, that is strobed output operation of the 8255, first the processor will send the data to the output port, that is on the port PB7 to PB0 or PA7 to PA0. So the processor sends the data or places the data over the port and then enables the write signal. By making it low. So when the write signal is enabled and the data is placed by the processor, then at the end of the write signal, so that is once the data is returned to the ports, at the end of the write signal, output buffer full signal goes low. So at the end of the write signal, output buffer signal goes low. So when output buffer signal goes low, output buffer signal is a signal sent to the output device, indicating that the data availability on the output port. So now the output device will start reading the data, start receiving the data available on the output port, and then it sends an acknowledgement. Active low signal, acknowledgement signal, stating that it has received the data, stating that the output device has received the data. Once the 8255 gets the acknowledgement from the output device that the output device has received the data, then at the end of the acknowledgement signal, it enables the INTR pin, interrupt request pin. So that is interrupt request pin goes high. So indicates that sends an interrupt signal to the processor, stating that the data is received by the processor. The data is received by the IO device, that is output device. Now you can send another data to the output port. So that is when acknowledgement signal goes high, then it enables the INTR pin, makes the INTR pin high. That is interrupt request will be sent to the processor, stating that data is received by the IO device, output device. Now you can send another data on the output port. And similarly, when acknowledgement is sent by the output device, output buffer pin goes high. That is when you receive the acknowledgement from the output device, which means the data has been received by the output device. So once the data is received by the output device, there will be no data on the output buffer. So the output buffer pin goes high. So when the acknowledgement is received from the output device, then the output buffer pin, OBF pin, goes high, indicates that there is no data available on the output buffer. So this is mode 1 strobed output operation of the 8255. So in mode 1, we can configure the ports as an input port or output port. That is, port A can be used as an input port or port A can be used as an output port. Similarly, port B can also be used as input and output port, whereas port C is used for generating the handshaking signals or strobed signals. Now let us look into the mode 2 operation. So if you look at the mode 2 operation of 8255, that is IO mode 2 operation. If you look at the IO mode 2 operation of 8255, so you have a control word written here, that is D7 is 1, that is IO mode operation, and for mode 2 D6 and D5 both should be 1x, that is D6 should be 1 and D5 should be x, that is it can be a 0 or it can be a 1 value. So when you set D6 D5 as 1x, then the 8255 operates in mode 2 operation. If the D6 D5 pins are 0 0, then it is mode 0 operation. If it is 0 1, then it is mode 1 operation. If it is 1 0 or 1 1, 1 0 or 1 1, then it is mode 2 operation. And in mode 2, only port A is used, that is only group A is used and group B is not used. So only group A, that is only port A is used. So port A is used as a bidirectional mode in mode 2 operation. So port 2 operates in bidirectional mode, that is it can act as an input or it can act as an output port in mode 2 operation. And port C is used to generate the control signals, that is handshake signals. So if you look at the data transfer example shown here, IO mode 2 operation, so you have a port C pins working for output mode here and port C pins working for input mode here. So both the read and write signals are given. So for input operation, read signal is activated by the processor, and for output mode, write signal is activated by the processor. So here we are using a OR gate, that is either any one of the ports is high, then interrupt request is sent to the processor, that is either an input or output. So OR operation is given, that is connected to port C3, and C7 C6 are used for output mode and C4 and C5 are used for input mode. Now you can study the operation of this 8255 mode 2, that is very similar to the mode 1 and mode 2 operation, mode 1 operation that we have discussed earlier. So thank you for watching. So please subscribe to my channel for further videos on microprocessors. Thank you.